Alright guys, today we're going to be going through our official FAMAS tier list. You guys have been loving the tier list so far. I'm planning a FAMAS one and then a Get Ill one next week, and that might end things off for the time being on it. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to go through all 33 different skins here, and before we go into it, today's giveaway. I traded up the other day to this 0.155 P250 Visions. It's field tested, but I'm going to give it away. So, usual requirements, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below of your favourite FAMAS skin, and I'll announce the winner in Discord in a few days. Now, let's get into it. Okay, so I am shifting things a little bit. We're removing, like, my custom names just because the FAMAS with the... There's a weird mix of FAMAS skins, so I want to go back to the traditional, like, S tier to D tier, and we'll rank them that way. So, first up is going to be the faulty wiring. It's a skin that I think looks better in CS2, but I'm still not overly sold on this as a skin you should go buy. For that reason, I'm going to put it into, like, the C tier, I think. Then we've got the neural net, which I think is probably going to be like a B tier. Like, this is a perfect 0.00 float, and you can see there's still wear on it. So my only downside of the skin is that it does wear, but if you're after a yellow FAMAS, like, this is a really nice option. Meltdown's also going to go into the good tier, as is the sticks. You'll see it's a common issue with the FAMAS to just wear horribly, and that's honestly like a downside for a lot of the skins, but the Meltdown overall for an orange FAMAS is good. Now, I think the sticks is good as well. I mean, obviously, it's very similar to like the Tech 9 Toxic, I think it is, and then there's an XM that has like this bone design, but it's red rather than being green and orange on those ones, plus you got a bright red handle, so for like a red FAMAS, this is pretty solid. Then there's Prime Conspiracy, which I do like the mix of the pink and the blue, but again, the wear sort of comes in, and it's a little pricey. But I think overall we can call it an A tier FAMAS skin. Dark Water, probably going to go into C tier. My issue here is that the skin just doesn't have too much to it. It is better in CS2, I'll give it that, but it's still just like, it's not a great FAMAS skin for the money. Now, I was surprised. I think Sergeant is actually a solid FAMAS skin now. And I think like, if you compare this to the Dark Water, like they're very similar. They're these greyish, blackish skins. It doesn't have the stupid wear on it, which makes it look awful, and it gets good lighting effects. So overall, this is a good FAMAS skin. Then we're going to have the Valance. Now, I'd say this is a great FAMAS skin. You might argue it's a little bit Valorant-esque, but I think it's pretty solid. It's a nice mix of like the silvery greyish into black with some like orange and red throughout it. Overall, I'm a big fan of the skin. Plus, it's clean and it's like pretty much a brightness skin if I remember correctly. Then we've got the Jin, I think it's pronounced. Now, this is cool because it's 3D. And we might have a video soon on 3D skins because it's been suggested and discussed in the Discord. But I think this is cool because it does have like a 3D effect on the skin, which is just something a little bit different. Yes, it's another black skin, but if you're going for like a full black loadout, obviously this works really well. After Image for me is going to be another C tier skin. It can be decent if you like blue and like red inventories and you have a bit of a mix of it, but you just see again, the wear is going to be dreadful. Now, our first perfect skin, the Waters of Nephthys. This is the newest FAMAS skin, and this gives you a bit more of an idea of what I think we will and should be getting for FAMAS in the future, where this is the perfect float, and you don't see any wear. As the other skins there, you just seen were perfect floats and they had wear on them. So this does wear, but not in that same stupid way that the old FAMAS used to, and overall, this looks fantastic. Survivor Z is one that I think is like, has some potential to go into A, but overall is going to be B. You can see here, like, the wear on this one actually kind of makes sense with, like, the scratch marks on it. It's kind of zombie-esque. Like, overall, this is a cool budget red FAMAS. Decommissioned is, like, an okay skin. I'd say I'd probably take it over the Dark Water. Like, the red light on the back is kind of cool. It looks more like an OG Counter-Strike skin would, or, like, based on, like, those sort of textures and materials. So, I like this. Now, Eye of Athena is 100% an A tier skin, and the only reason it doesn't get S tier is because of the wear. The colors on this, like the mix of things on it, are super vibrant and super cool, but you need to get a low fleet factory new, or you can maybe deal with min wear. Anything else outside of that, there's no point buying with how battered it gets. Pulse is going to be another A tier skin. Big fan of this. Obviously, a nice mix of like pink, purple, same way the SG is. So if that's what loadout you're going for, or you just have a neutral loadout and you want something that has a bit of flash to it, like I think this does the job pretty well. Might be a controversial one, but I'm putting the Spectrum ZX in S tier. It's actually the ZX Spectrum rather than that, but like from what I've been discussing, this is actually based on like an old games console, which I think is super cool. This is a brightness skin, so you can buy it in like any condition and it's going to look good. Like obviously factory new is going to probably look a bit cleaner and a bit more bright, but like it's fine in any condition. My only downside I can maybe say is that like a fixed color of stripes rather than like the 4 colors would be, but as I said, it's based on a games console, so they're basically taking that actual color thing and put it on a skin, which is great. And I've used this like for ages, over a year now, and I'm a big fan of it as my FAMAS. Now, I feel like possibly a little bit more biased towards the Meow because it's the only green skin we really have, but it's still just a C tier skin. So Valve, if you could please give us a better green skin than this, it would be greatly appreciated. Another perfect skin is going to be the commemoration. This is gold. It is, I mean, it gets some lighting effect on it. It's not overly shiny, but I just like the fact it's got a globe. You've got the different, like, agents there. You've got someone diffusing it. You've got, like, basically the 5 players. On the right-hand side of this gun that you can't actually see too well, it starts to say, like, Nuke, Dust 2, Militia. Like, it's got all the OG maps, stuff like that on it, which I think is really cool. And you, with the white gloves against it, stands out quite well. And then my other S tier skin is going to be a Mecha Industries. Like, when we don't have a print stream, for example, I think this is a perfect FAMAS. Like, FAMAS is a skin I don't think you should be dropping, like, hundreds into. Like, so a Mecha Industries is a really fair price skin that has a bit of class to it. Looks really good and sort of ticks all the boxes that you would have. Then we have Rogue Edge, definitely another sort of B tier, potential to argue A tier skin. Like, it's kind of cool. It's a mix of colors, but it's on that same sort of level as the Survivor Z would be for me. Now, I realize we've not really used D tier much yet. We might have to start doing that. We've got another B tier skin. It's going to be the Rapid Eye Movement. Like, this is really good if you want a more budget-friendly purple skin, but I can't be the only one that thinks the eyes are just dead-ass creepy. Like, Hexian's our first D tier skin. This is awful. I don't like the color palette for it. Like, if you have like Lunar Weave gloves and a night knife, that you could maybe argue this matches it. Outside of that, it's just incredibly mid. I believe this is the Doom Kitty, which is going into C tier. Again, this is one that I think if it was on a brighter skin, like, this sort of artwork and design is calling out to be on, like, a bright pink and, like, green skin, something like that. Sino Splatter, probably similar sort of vibe as the Meow in C tier. Like, if you want a dead-ass blue FAMAS skin without paying for the Water Nephthys, you're kind of forced into this. There is the Kali Camo and the Colony. And if I'm being honest, I think both of these are going to go into the bottom tier. As much as I want to like the Colony because it's from the Italy collection, you can just look at this and tell it's such an old skin. We do have another good skin, though, in the Crypsis. This is a very good, like, budget-friendly skin. Yes, it's on that brown side of things. A lot of people have a gripe about buying, like, brownish skins, but obviously you can build a full brown loadout for super cheap. And I think this is a good, decent artwork without horrible wear for a good price. The Macabre is going to go into okay. I don't know how anyone can, like, be keen to buy this. Like, maybe if you like that like older skull design style with that sort of, like, it almost looks like ceramic tile pattern on it, but it just doesn't do anything for me. And then we have 5 more. Now, the Nightbore is one I'd probably have put in C tier previously, but I think it's now possibly worthy of a B tier. Because it's actually, like, a solid, like, purpley blue sort of palette pattern. Obviously, I'm pretty sure from the Norse collection, which is why you get the Norse patterns. But it's a little bit too expensive and maybe not as vibrant as you'd want, so it can't really go any higher. Contrast Sprays, another C tier skin. Like, this is one that I think have done better now on the Source 2 engine. With lighting effects, could actually be a good skin. But right now, it almost looks like a low-res spray paint design. And I'm honest, I cannot remember the name of this skin. All I can remember is that it's D tier. There you go. It's a teardown. It's got the stupid same pattern that the safety net has, and it just doesn't do. It's just. I don't want to see this texture used anymore in Counter-Strike 2 skins. Now, this leaves us with the Sundown and the Spitfire. The Sundown's another one that I think has a really nice color palette, but like you run into issues with 1, it's insanely expensive, and then 2, like if this had this color palette but vibrant, it would be insane. So I think it's going to go into B tier. And then the Spitfire is also B tier. Fuck it. I think, obviously, you're never going to get it in this good a condition. But, like, this with... If you find this with some old stickers on it, it can look really cool. So that's going to round off our FAMAS tier list. I have no problems at all with S and A tier. I think these are correct. Potential argument to move a Spectrum into A tier. But, overall for me, these are the best FAMAS skins. These are the second tier skins. B and C, there's probably a bit of mix around you could do, but I think overall, pretty fair. And then D tier is just completely ass skins. I think the only ones on hindsight that I am going to move some here real quick. I'm going to put the Sino Splatter, and I'm going to put the Faulty Wiring into D tier. I'm really not a fan of any of those, and then also this After Image. That's the update, because I think realistically I would never buy them. Whereas these other skins, there could maybe be some sort of discussion as to what, like, maybe buying them. So guys, that is going to round things off today for the FAMAS tier list. I really hope you enjoyed it. Just a reminder of the giveaway that we're going to do today. This is like a little bonus one. So it's going to be a PD50 Visions. It's field tested, very low float field tested, which I just got from a trade up recently. So make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and then leave a comment down below of your favorite FAMAS skin to enter this giveaway, and the winner will be picked on Discord in a few days' time. I said that one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll have a Gail tier list coming next week, and then that'll probably like pause the tier list for a little while and let you guys have any specific suggestions in the comments. So I'll catch you next one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.